Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for some more domination on Poland. This is another Japanese tank battle from the 7th of July, and this is actually from the same string of battle grinding as yesterday's video. This battle actually happened earlier in the day than the one from yesterday, but I wanted to use this one as Friday's video because it lasts a little longer, and as you will see, it has a YouTuber crossover. Yep, you can see right above me in the team list there. There's the Scottish Koala. We don't really specifically interact much in the battle, but you'll see at the end of the battle we both carried ourselves well enough here. So just like yesterday, I was driving my, obviously it was the same grinding string of battles during this day on the 7th of July. I'm driving my Type 60 ATM to try and get up to the C point and get an overhead position where I could scout enemy tanks with the scouting function on the Type 60. Like I said yesterday, it's very nice that they added that to give this tanks, well, I guess not tank really, but give this vehicle a useful function on the battlefield again. Unfortunately, I lost my track already to an enemy who managed to spot me from all the way back at their spawn, as will happen on this battlefield. Oh well. Now, some people would just quit the battle there. Sometimes I do as well. It kind of depends on what the situation is. However, this was early enough that it was worthwhile to me to get in my Type 87 and get back into the fight. The Type 87's decent enough. It's a little bit slow, but it's useful enough to, especially in an urban environment like this, the rapid fire and the 35mm are pretty good for fighting it out. If I was on a big open battle like Sands of Sinai, this would have been a little bit more difficult, but I've got some cover to move in, and I've got enough teammates left as well so that I'm not going to be the only thing that the enemy is focusing on. So it was worthwhile to come back and see if I could get to any of the capture objectives here and support the team, as well as, you know, give them some early anti-air cover. This Challenger's in a pretty good spot, particularly for the Challenger. Although, he is blocking the road, but that's okay. So I'm going to redirect and head myself to the B point, as we've got a couple guys up near A, and the enemy team just took A as well. So since our guys are sitting still waiting for the enemy to come to them, I'm not going to charge in front of them. I'll let the enemy come to them, and I will move on towards the B point and continue to mark the Leopard 2A4 that shot me from the start of their spawn there. Now this T-64B hit me and set me on fire, and I thought I was finished, but thankfully a teammate Challenger saw him. He also didn't give me a dangerous fire anyway. So very, very much thank you to the Challenger up above me who got a hit on him as I lit him up with my guns and marked him, which gave me not only an assist but also a supporting fire because the guy just happened to be my random squad mate. So bit of luck there, and also allowed me to get into the B point and start taking it back just as our team takes the C point to balance out the ticket bleed. So very, very good. Now I've seen some discussion lately on the merits and lack thereof of coming back in an SPAA in a high tier battle. Some discussion of there's no point to do it because all it does is feed the enemy team SP. Well, I offer here a counter argument. There's an assist, there's a marked enemy who was moving in towards our spawn, and there's a capture in my Type 87. I don't think that's too bad at all. Now I'm trying to see if my friend the Leopard 2A4 is still in the same spot he was, because he's still pretty dangerous where he is. Now we've got somebody moving around the corner there from C, around the edge of the lake, so I don't think he's still there. He's probably moved in and maybe, in fact, could be what captured A. But I'm going to try and get around and spot the 2A4, as I haven't necessarily seen him on the kill feed yet. So you can hear something close by. Yeah, there we go. There's a Leopard 2A4. So yes, I did get killed by him, but I did also mark him. And the one thing that coming back in my Type 87 did do for me there was unlock all the rest of my vehicles to come back as backups. So I've now got a choice of anything I want, and I chose my R2-Y2 to come back and give our team some anti-air protection from above, and also bring the big bomb in that this thing carries. So I'm hoping that anybody calls for the bomb here. Otherwise, I'm going to drop it on the 2A4 that I know is going in and capturing the B point. So nobody's calling for anything yet. I'm doing what I can to get in on this 2A4. I don't see him, so I know where he's got to be, and then he fires and lets me know where he is. Didn't have a good bomb drop angle, so I decided I'll pull off, come back around again, and try to get a good bomb drop, as I've only got the one bomb. There we go, get some marking on him, and just barely pull up above the lake there. I dropped my bomb on him, he was able to back away, of course, but the bomb should have been a pretty good indicator as to where he was. And there is Scottish Koala dealing with the unfinished business there. And then I pull in right behind an enemy aircraft here, pulling up hard after dropping bombs on our guys in our spawn. Thankfully he didn't hit them. And he pulled just below my 30 mil rounds there and went back in for another drop on my XM1. There we go. Finally got a hit on him there. Took out one of his engines, although unfortunately he's got 4 of them. Somehow nothing there. Few sparks, and then I'm pulling down to dive in and chase after him, and you can see enemy air, anti-air is all over me at this point, so the 234 is going to get away. But he's out of his bombs and he's got a damaged engine, so I did get enough score to still have enough points for my Type 74. So bringing that SPAA was, so far, not a mistake. It also never hurts to let your team know the things that you've seen, especially from the air. This battle is pretty even, ticket-wise. It's fairly even players left alive-wise. And we just took a 2-to-1 advantage in caps again and started the ticket bleed again to bring it back down a little more towards level. It's close. We've now got a slight advantage. Our tickets are a bit lower than theirs, but that's rapidly equalizing out. So I'm deciding where to go as I make it into the middle of the town here. I can hear firing going on over here to the left, or to the right of me. Just missed a shot there as I hit the bump in the fence and come up on this T-64. Thankfully he's trying to reverse. I get around on him quickly enough. And I was aiming for his ammo there, but I managed to instead hit his crew member and his engine, which took him out, so. Sorry if I took one of your kills there, Scottish Koala. Now you can hear the Gepard taking out our Challenger immediately to my right there, so turn around and wait on him. I was going to follow Scottish Koala into the A point, but we've got a Gepard coming up behind us here, so I'll turn around and go back and see if I can deal with him. Watching for him to come out across the opening over here to my left, or to my right rather. Take a hit that knocks out my right track somehow from the left side. I don't know. Enemy is taking A. I suspect that's going to be the Gepard. Fired smoke off there to protect myself and turned my turret back around for whatever came in and hit my track, and my tank just couldn't rotate the turret quickly enough to hit the Leopard 2K behind me. But thankfully I'd marked him, and he got immediately destroyed by the Scottish Koala. And now, here's a point where it's up to you if you want to come back in a spare SPAA after you've already burned your SPAA. That's totally up to you guys. I chose to come back in it this time because we needed the capture points, and also I know that there's most likely the enemy that's at the B point is an SPAA, that I can deal with pretty easily. So I did choose to come back in my spare Type 87 here. There were enough teammates left alive that I didn't think it was going to be a direct slaughter and just a waste of time. When normally, I would look carefully at whether or not I wanted to come back. It turned out to be useful because there was enemy air above, and that's actually a 262 Narwhal, so an actual dangerous 262 to ground forces. It could be a 262A with bombs, but those are kind of rare. The Narwhal is the most likely dangerous anti-tank 262 that you're going to encounter. So that's definitely one I want to try and get some shots at. Got a hit on him there. Apparently it wasn't a very good hit, as he did not go flying directly into the ground, as I'd hoped. And there's another enemy aircraft coming in. This one I got a much better track on. And that was a more dangerous aircraft, and I thankfully took him out. Couldn't quite get the hits I wanted on the 262, though. Now that ammo, or those rounds coming at me there, that's either a... could be a Gepard, could be the cannons off the top of a Leopard. It's hard to tell. But I got back into the B point to take it back again, and our team is taking the A point back again, so... This is a really good fight and a really good example of try not to quit, and also a good example right there of the dynamic weather effects, which are actually kind of nice sometimes. I know I was just complaining about the sunlight, but it's neat when the sunlight does things like that, where the sun comes out from behind a cloud, and is also high enough in the sky that it's not directly in someone's face. So the sun effects are really beautiful in this game, it's just sometimes their beauty is overshadowed by their utter ridiculousness of being in a video game and blinding one team out, but that's already been covered this week. There's a second capture in my second Gepard, and the enemy team has taken A back. Nice battle by Scottish Koala there. 6 kills, couple assists, couple captures. Heading back towards A, got a critical hit on somebody. That's interesting. My guess there is it was the 262 landing. Although, I don't know because I didn't get a kill on him, so I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Maybe he dropped his flaps and one of them broke off because they were uneven. I don't know. I didn't get a kill on him. There's the Gepard from B that I had been trying to track down. Found him. Okay, we've got enemy taking C. I thought about coming back in my STB-1 because I was, after all, grinding for my Type 90 here, and my STB-1 has a talisman on it. However, I thought for the difference in SP, I would come back in my SDA-2 because it's not fully spaded out, and I could work towards another modification research bonus, completion bonus for finishing up a tier of research. Plus, the main enemy that I'm hunting down here is still that Gepard, and I can deal with a Gepard easily enough in my SDA-2. A Gepard can also deal with my SDA-2 pretty quickly from the front, but if I get the drop on him, he's toast. So we've got one of our mediums engaged with the T-10 that the guy was talking about in chat, up at A. They've just taken C, and they're taking B back. I'm looking for the guy at B. I don't spot him immediately. I don't want to drive up to him with an unstabilized gun at too much speed, so moving up slowly, trying to keep my eyes out for anything moving up there. And there we go. Got him spotted. Gun just barely stabilizes in time to get a shot at him. And thankfully I got the hull break on him. And there's our friend the Gepard dealt with. Now as soon as my pokey little tank can make its way into the B point, I'll start taking B back. My teammate in the Type 74 up north at A has taken care of the T-10M, and now our guys have taken the A point back, and we've got an Abrams of all things, left alive, moving in towards C, as the ZSU-23-4 just lit me up, but didn't do any damage, thankfully, and not any serious damage. The nice thing was, he also highlighted himself up for our Abrams at C, who took him out. There's our friend in the 262 back, so I guess he was landing, and somehow I scored a crit on him as he was landing, but didn't get a kill on it, so I don't know how that happened. But I don't know, that's a mystery that will never be solved. Referencing a second video from this week now. Now this guy in the 262 Narwhal is flying it just right, where he's going really high, coming in at a steep dive, pumping off a few rounds at a target, and then pulling up immediately and zooming away before SPAA can get a good aim at him. SPAA could track him, but our tanks trying to shoot at him with our rooftop machine guns or coax machine guns are going to have a real hard time. The STA-2 is terribly unsuited for shooting at aircraft. But I'm still trying to at least give him some shots across his bow to make him reconsider his choices in life. Just I'm not doing a lot of damage. I did actually hit him with the coax there, but unfortunately it didn't really do much to him. We've now got all 3 points captured back again, and we've actually got tanks at each one of those points to defend them. We're looking pretty good here in this fight. We've got at least one enemy in an aircraft, so that's one less enemy down on the ground in tanks, although he is in a dangerous aircraft. And another heavy marked up at A, so I'm kind of heading towards A. Unfortunately, the 262 takes out the chieftain that was just right next to me at B, and there is now an enemy capturing B. There's another T-10M. The same guy came back in a spare T-10, and our same Type 74 took him out, thankfully, up north. So A is safe, C is safe. And I come around the corner here, and there is our enemy. He somehow didn't hit me well in his Leopard. I had to chance a shot there. If I'd waited for his smoke to clear, he might have been reloaded in time to get another shot at me. So I fired really fast there. I hit him, didn't get a really good hit on him. But I chose to stay here and keep him engaged at B and just let the tickets bleed out and stay alive here. It really, if I'd have charged at him, it wouldn't have mattered. He's not going to get anywhere, but at least we did fight this one out right to the very end. And pull off the victory. So I ended up making it all the way up into second place. I paid for it with some deaths, but the captures, the assists, and the Type 87 work managed to boost me up into second there for the victory. And a pretty good Lion score, and it turned out there was actually a 25% total research boost for me there, with a teammate providing a team 10%er to go along with my 15% that I already had going. Decent awards there. Rank does not matter, is always good to see. And a fairly reasonable kill feed. Got killed by that same Gepard a couple times, but at least once I was in an airplane. Anyway, that'll do. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you all next time for more War Thunder. Thank you all for stopping by and checking this one out, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone.